All right. Hi, everyone. I'm Roland Dickinson, proud principal of SLO High, here to share the data story of our great school with all of you. Uh, as I do that, we'll look at our enrollment trends. We'll look at some of the multiple measures of student performance at our school, give some insight into some of the things we've been working on and are proud of, and talk about how we're moving forward. So who are we? Short version, bunch of great people and a great community. So proud of our students, our staff, and I love being part of this supportive community here in SLO. Um, as far as the number of students at our school, we keep growing. Each of these last 10 years, more students. We're looking to have over 1,700 students next year. It's fun to be part of a school that's so dynamic. Obviously, SLO High has a long tradition of excellence, and we keep that going. But it's also fun to keep growing, right? To have our school be remodeled and to have 430 amazing new people come to our school each year and new staff, new programs. The list goes on. It's pretty awesome. As I give tours to our graduates who come back, so our alums for their 30-year, 40-year, 50-year reunions. One of the questions that I get is SLO High more diverse than it was when I went here? And the answer is yes, and it's awesome. Currently, 56% of our students identify as white, 31% as Hispanic. And you see that over the last 10 years, the number, especially of our students who are Hispanic, has grown over time. When we think about our enrollment trends, we also look at our students who are socioeconomically disadvantaged, the percentage of our students who are English learners, the percentage of our students with disabilities, et cetera. One of the things that you see with those three groups in particular, you see that the number of our students and percentage of students who are classified as socioeconomically disadvantaged has grown. And the number of students with disabilities has also grown, whereas the number of students who are English learners has stayed pretty steady and has actually gone down a little bit. And so some of those percentages for socioeconomically disadvantaged, that's gone from 25% to 40% of our student population over the last 5 years. And same with the number of students with disabilities, that's gone from 9% to 13%. Our students are totally rocking it. Really proud of them. They shine in so many ways. And we really have a deep belief, not just in the transformative power of a high quality education, but also just that all of our students can learn at high levels. One of the things we've been working on as a school is to have fewer students getting D's or F's, right? And each year we've seen that we're making progress in that way with fewer students failing. Of course, that's important. Fewer students getting D's or F's also. That number has gone down each year for these last 4 years. While that's been happening, we see that more doors are open for our students. And A through G is thinking specifically about students meeting the requirements to be eligible for admission to our UCs and CSUs, right? So thinking about the university system in California. And so that percentage last year was at 74%. So we're doing really well there. Also, our students take advantage of so many great programs and classes at our school, CTE classes, et cetera, et cetera. We have a lot of AP courses at our school. And more of our students are taking advantage of these classes, are taking the exams. And as we have more students involved in our AP classes and taking the exams, we actually have a higher percentage of students scoring 3 or higher on those exams at 93% last year. Pretty awesome. Uh, in the 4 years that I've been at SLO High, we've seen our test scores go up in English language arts and math and in science each year until last year. So that's been something that we've had to wrestle with a little bit internally and think about. Um, and the way it works is students take these tests each year, grades 3 through 8. They don't do it in ninth or 10th grade, and they do it again in 11th grade. So as we look at data always, but also like looking at that specific transition to this year. We're looking at individual student scores. We look at trends over time. We look at the number who have exceeded or met the standard versus being at a 2 or a 1. And we look at groups of students to see if there are gaps that exist and what can we do intentionally as educators to help eliminate some of those gaps. So the types of things that we might look at are how students who are not socioeconomically disadvantaged and students who are socioeconomically disadvantaged do on the English test or the math test or the science test, that kind of thing. And we do see some gaps in some different places, for example, with students with disabilities. And those are things that we look at and talk about and see if we can make a positive adjustment, because we really do have that belief that all of our students can learn at high levels. There are other measurements, of course, of our school beyond those state test scores or those AP scores or the grades. We look at our graduation rate, of course. We look at our college and career readiness, our English learner progress, and all of those types of things are on the dashboard, the California dashboard, for the broad community to see. And as you can see in those three measures, we're at blue, which is the highest you can get, right? You also see our English language arts scores there, our math scores, and our suspension rate. So we're doing well, but especially on the state test score front, I think we can do a little better this year, and it'll be more representative of how our students actually are doing at our school. A lot to be proud of, but one thing that I'll touch on is number 5 here about the opening the wellness center and the ways that our counseling department has really grown and supported our students in school in amazing ways. So we view our students as whole people, of course, not just numbers and certainly not test scores. And same with our staff. And it's been a great development in our school to open up a wellness center at our school last year and to see that program grow in really great ways. Another example of growth is Prop 28, so that's funding for the arts. With that funding, we were able to start a dance program at SLOHS this year. Mandy Medler is doing a great job, and we're looking forward to that program continuing to grow. Another way that we get feedback about our school is the Youth Truth Survey. Students take it, staff take it, families take it. And this is looking at some student data. And one thing that you see here is that our students report really high levels of belonging and peer collaboration. So one of these is about the degree to which students feel welcome at our school and have collaborative relationships with their classmates. It's really high. How often do you work with other students in your classes, whether because your teachers tell you to or not? Also really high at SLOHS. So that learning community is strong and it matters. Here's some other data points that I think are interesting and important. This is our students reporting also at really high levels. I'm getting a high quality education at this school. I take pride in my schoolwork. In most of my classes, we learn a lot almost every day, and I try to do my best in school. And I love that those numbers are high. And as we head into state testing for our juniors here at the beginning of trimester 3, I'm going to rely on them to try their best, right? To have that pride in their schoolwork and pride in their school, and to really shine the way that I know they can and that they know they can as well. So we're heading into that at the beginning of trimester 3, confident that it's going to go well, and really proud of our school and our students. We're always growing, always learning, and it's a thrill really to be part of it all. So thanks for listening to this data talk. All the schools are doing it, and it's a special thing. All right, hope you're doing well. Bye.